Horror Story 1. The Whispering Beast of Blackwood Forest. The fog clung to the pines like a shroud as I hiked deeper into Blackwood Forest, the kind of place where locals whispered about the beast, a hulking cryptid sighted since the 1800s, inspired by real Bigfoot reports from the Pacific Northwest, but twisted into something more sinister here. I'd come for a solo camping trip to clear my head after a messy divorce, ignoring the warnings about strange howls and vanished hikers. The air smelled of damp earth and pine sap, but as dusk fell, an unnatural silence blanketed the woods, broken only by the crunch of my boots on fallen leaves. That's when I heard it. A low guttural whisper, like wind through teeth, murmuring my name. David, David, from the shadows. My heart skipped. I spun, flashlight beam slicing through the mist, revealing nothing but twisted branches that looked like clawed hands. Paranoia crept in. Was it the isolation playing tricks, amplifying my fears of being truly alone? I'd read about cryptids that mimic voices to lure prey, but this felt personal, echoing my ex-wife's bitter accusations during her fight. I pressed onto my campsite, setting up my tent with shaking hands, the whispers growing closer. Now it just burst with heavy footsteps that shook the ground like distant thunder. Night deepened, and I huddled by my fire, the flames casting flickering shadows that danced unnaturally. The whispers evolved into pleas. Join us. Lonely no more. I doused the fire, retreating to my tent, zipping it shut as if fabric could protect me. Sleep evaded me. Every rustle outside was a threat. Then a massive silhouette loomed against my tent wall. Tall, broad-shouldered, covered in matted fur, its breath hot and rancid through the nylon. It pressed a paw against the fabric, dimpling it inward. I froze, sweat beading on my skin, the air thick with the stench of wet animal and decay. Panic surged. I grabbed my knife, slashing out the tent to escape, bursting into the cold night. The beast was there, 7 feet of muscle and fur, eyes glowing amber like embers, its face a grotesque mix of ape and man, mouth twisted in a mimicry of a smile. It whispered again, my deepest regrets. You failed her. Fail again. This wasn't just a creature, it fed on emotional wounds, a psychological predator drawn from Native American lore of shape-shifting entities that exploit vulnerability. I ran, branches whipping my face, the beast pursuing with earth-shaking strides, its whispers turning to roars that echoed my inner turmoil. I stumbled into a clearing, moonlight revealing old bones scattered like warnings. Real revenants, perhaps, from unsolved disappearances in these woods. The beast closed in, but in a desperate twist, I realized the whispers were my own voice, amplified by some hallucinogenic spores in the fog. Or was it? No. The creature lunged, but as it did, I swung a fallen branch, connecting with its head. It recoiled, dissolving into shadows, leaving only footprints and a lingering echo. I escaped at dawn, but the whispers follow me still, a reminder that some monsters live inside us, waiting for the woods to set them free. Horror Story Number 2. The Skinwalker's Shadow in Whispering Pines. Camping with my brother Mark in Whispering Pines was meant to be a bonding trip, far from the city lights, but the woods held secrets drawn from Navajo legends of skinwalkers, shapeshifters that stalked the night, based on real accounts of eerie encounters in remote forests. We'd heard the tales around the campfire, animals acting wrong, voices stealing identities. As we set up near a babbling creek, the wind carried an odd scent, like burning sage mixed with rot. And Mark joked about it being witch business. But when a deer wandered too close, its eyes locked on us with unnatural intelligence. I felt the first prickle of dread. We ignored it, roasting marshmallows as stars pierced the canopy. Mark shared stories of his recent job loss, vulnerability hanging in the air like the smoke. Then, from the tree line, a voice called, my voice, mimicking a childhood nickname. Hey Squirt, come here. Mark laughed, thinking it was me pranking him, but I was right beside him, mouth agape. The voice repeated, laced with malice, drawing him toward the shadows. I grabbed his arm, whispering, that's not me, but the isolation amplified our paranoia. Were we turning on each other? Deeper into the night, shapes shifted in the underbrush. Coyotes with elongated limbs, birds with human-like cries. The skinwalker revealed itself subtly at first, a shadow that didn't match any tree. Slicking closer, its form twisting like smoke. Mark ventured out to investigate rustling, and that's when it struck, emerging as a grotesque hybrid, skin hanging loose like an ill-fitted costume, eyes yellow and piercing. It mimicked Mark's scream perfectly, but I saw the real him, frozen in terror. The creature circling to exploit our bond, whispering secrets only we knew. Mark's hidden additions might get over in not helping him sooner. The chase was frantic. We bolted through the pines, thorns tearing at our clothes, the creature shifting forms, now a wolf, now a twisted version of our late father, berating us with personal failures. The woods seemed alive, roots stripping us, branches clawing like allies to the beasts. In a heart-pounding twist, I realized the skinwalker thrived on division. It had possessed Mark briefly, his eyes glazing over as he turned on me with unnatural strength. Fighting back, I tackled him into the creek. The cold water snapped him free, the creature's shadow recoiling from the flow. Legends say running water destructs your power. We escaped as dawn broke, but Mark's eyes sometimes flickered with that yellow hue, making me wonder if the skinwalker planted a seed of doubt. The wood hide entities that wear our skins, turning brothers into strangers, a lingering paranoia that no city light can dispel.